Okay, health is wealth. Your arteries are part of your health regime, I will say here. In September is National Cholesterol Education Month. I think those arteries go to the heart. We're going to learn a little more about this comment and lipid lurkers. We're going to learn a little more about that. Also, perfect time to meet the lipid lurkers, tiny troublemaking makers, weakening havoc in your arteries. Okay. That's not we don't want it to weaken. We want it to get stronger. We have Leanne Loden as MSRD, Vice President, Clinical Development at Experian Therapeutics. Good morning. Hi, how are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
Okay, good. So, what's a lipid lurker?
Lipid lurkers are these tiny animated cartoon characters that we've created as part of an educational campaign to really inform people about the risks of having high LDL cholesterol and what treatment options are available.
Good job, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. So this little guy who almost looks like a minion, and that's good because people are going to recognize it as nice animation. Okay, being a TV producer 50 years. Um, so those little guys or girls are is it guys and girls? Are girls and guys lipids?
It's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're girls and guys, you could say. They are like a type of, they're representing LDL cholesterol, like a type of fat in our blood.
Okay, fat. I've heard of this thing, and in fact, I hear about it every single day. Maybe don't eat that or don't eat this. And so what happens? That is those guys and girls were going around into an artery. An artery is goes towards your heart, and if that clogs up, your heart stops. How boom to the boom to the boom.
Yeah. So first of all, cholesterol is a type of lipid, like the lipid lurkers are fat. And even though we need cholesterol to perform a lot of body functions, if you have too high levels of what we call the bad cholesterol or LDL cholesterol, it really increases your risk of having heart disease, which is the number one killer of both men and women. So as you were saying, once the body has taken out the cholesterol it needs from the blood, the LDL cholesterol or these lipid lurkers, they remain in the blood and they can really deposit in the walls of our arteries. And as you were saying, the arteries do bring blood back from the heart to the parts of the body. And so, if it accumulates in the walls, it's really reducing the blood flow, which again can increase your risk of a heart attack and stroke. So it's a silent killer, but very dangerous threat.
And it can actually you produce it yourself. It's not only food, I believe. Is that right?
That is right. Yes, cholesterol can be produced in the body. About 80% of the cholesterol in our blood is made in the body, and about 20% comes from the diet.
So I did the Brain series, the first one back in '82 or so on, way back when. And I sort of recollect I worked on it with a lot of people at PBS, and somebody said when you're angry that adrenaline goes from the brain into down into your body, into your heart. That's why you're not supposed to get angry and stressed out. Is something like that true? You humanly, does that occur?
It's a good question. I'm not the best person to answer that question. That
Okay.
would be probably your physician, but yeah.
Yeah, I recollect that. So, in any case, we don't want to clog up our arteries because then the blood can't go through. And somebody told me once you use a chicken as the chicken, if everything is clogged, nothing's going to get through. So, I'll be frank with you, I'm taking a statin 15 years or so. A long time, and knock wood, my cholesterol has been good. And, I've talked about this and this is a very big subject for a lot of people. But you have a new discovery. I think that the government has said yay, and so tell us about it, please.
Yeah, so statins are routinely used to lower cholesterol and reduce of heart disease. Some patients actually can't take a statin.
Right.
And, maybe they can't take it at all, or maybe they can't take it at the dose high enough that their physician or healthcare provider has recommended. And so, I'm here to say there are alternatives to statins, and at a website, statinalternatives.info, where there's more information about lipid lurkers. It also talks about statin intolerance and what are the therapies there for patients who either can't take a statin or they need more than the statin they're on to lower cholesterol and reduce that risk of having a heart attack or some of those procedures we don't want to have, like stents or bypass surgery. So it's a good resource, that website, to speak with your doctor about what's right for you.
Okay, and some of the new pharma that you guys, your company has discovered through trials and error, I'll put it like that, and a lot of expense. And we thank you for doing that. How does it work in this particular medicine?
Well, I'm here really today to talk
Oh,
about the
okay.
disease state aspect, and really the dangers of high LDL cholesterol and risk of heart disease. But there are a number of treatment options. And again, at the website I mentioned, it will talk about if someone needs alternatives to statins, what those are.
Okay, and one more time then, on that level, and those two people didn't look, the one eating the lettuce there, she didn't look so happy, and the runner seemed pretty exhausted, uh, because if you don't have blood going through your heart, you will get exhausted, right? I
Right,
mean, that's what
right.
happens, and then you get a stroke, and nobody wants a stroke, and strokes do occur, and they're not a good thing. Especially as I get older, I have friends that have strokes, and their half of their body's not fully there, and it's a deadly disease. Let's put it like that. And so
Right.
this is great. It's wonderful. Okay, well, thank you. What is the name then of that website for the lipid lurkers?
Right. To hear more about the lipid lurkers, it's statinalternatives.info. So statinalternatives.info.
Okay, well, I didn't look at it. I wonder if that video is there. We'll all go and look, okay, everybody. Thank you very much. This is very important, and it's very important. I'm just going to add, because this is a serious subject. Um, you must get your cholesterol checked. You must do
Absolutely.
a annual is like a is a must, but I'm a 2-3 time a year guy. All right, I do what I can do. I do what the insurance will pay for. So, to talk straight talk, because it could be a lot of birthday parties and a
Good
lot of
point.
barbecues, right? After the summer, and fat is fat. Thank
That's
you
right.
very much. Anything else you would like to share?
No, again, the website, visit and find out more at statinalternatives.info. And as you said, know your cholesterol numbers and talk with your doctor.
Okay, and write them down so you can remember them and compare each time. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
All right, bye bye.